Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson, where this weekend you'll find the Church of Friendos watching some AEW Full Gear minus Dad. Larson, you're going to Disneyland. Why did you schedule a Disneyland trip, happiest place on earth, for the Full Gear weekend? What's going on with that?
When we scheduled it, the Full Gear was supposed to be this past weekend. That's when they originally announced the date, was this past weekend. Cool. We'll go this weekend. It works out.
Yeah. Bang.
And then they changed it after everything was booked. So
the swerve is in. The swerve from Tony Khan, from TK. What a bummer. You're going to be very much missed. We're going to do our Full Gear review the following Monday or Tuesday or whenever Larson is able to watch that show.
I'm going to aim to have it all watched by the time I land back here Monday.
Okay.
Or at least by the time I get back home on Monday. So we can review it on the Monday episode. I don't want to wait too long.
Yeah, right. But, I'm not going to do it, look, as much as I love the Enforcer and all that. But I feel like people are really going to want your thoughts on Full Gear, given this sort of a Steven Larson show. So yeah, that's the schedule for that. Of course, Alex, Kayla, and the Enforcer are going to be with us for Full Gear, which should be fun. The AEW title is going to be on the line, so we're going to be doing our predictions in advance for that show as well. Also, by the way, congratulations. You are now a three-time predictions champion. That New Japan title went into your hands while we all slept and got that extra hour of sleep on Friday night, Saturday night.
Here was a fantastic show, though. I heard Power Struggle this year was really good. I hope you get a chance to watch it. So.
I heard nothing about it. Was the Shingo Zack Sabre? Was that supposed to be really good?
Yeah.
Did anything? Because there were a couple matches on there. Like, holy crap, this could be match of the year thing. Was there anything that people were talking about like match of the year? I didn't hear anything about it really.
Not necessarily. I just heard overall it was a really solid show.
Okay, that's cool. Right on. Yeah, a couple surprises there. Kenta won the U.S. title off of Tanahashi. There was a lot of stuff where like the go-home match made no sense. Like these dude, like Kenta was destroying Tanahashi, putting his hands all over the title. You think, oh, Tanahashi's going to get his come up, or Kenta's going to get his comeuppance from Tanahashi.
Didn't happen. You were wrong.
You were wrong. Fiction. So yeah, that happened. So yeah, should be a fun weekend with Full Gear there on Saturday. Yeah, that should be fun. So check that out, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Of course, this past week, bummer of a week towards the end with all those WWE releases. And once again, and I really wonder if this is going to end up being the norm.
Oh, I think so.
With WWE and what has to be considered a smear campaign. What's going on?
So, as typical of late, especially whenever WWE releases some talents, we start getting some backstage reports from backstage sources about what led to particular wrestlers' release. So Wade Keller of PW Torch had a report over the weekend which claimed that Keith Lee was released due to attitude issues. These transcripts are from WrestlingNews.co. That's what Wade Keller had to say. Quote, Keith Lee, who I have chronicled for months and months and months and months and months, was somebody that even people that were rooting for him behind the scenes became frustrated with him. He just had, in general, attitude issues, or as one wrestler told me tonight, perceived attitude issues. Hedging a little bit, others have said outright attitude problems, and he was just frustrated. I've heard different things about him in terms of his mood being altered way more than it should be in the modern era about being asked to do a job. We heard after Bray Wyatt was released that he had attitude issues, was difficult to work with. We heard Braun Strowman, the reason he was released, that they thought he was past his prime, even though his last match, he did a senton off the apron. I think we're going to see these, when WWE releases talent that people are behind, who people are fans of, they try to justify their release by seemingly getting these reports out.
There's
being malcontent, having attitude issues, being past their prime, something like that. You know,
there's two sort of things that I'm curious about. Number one, did we ever figure out solidly. Obviously, Keith Lee has said certain things on Instagram when somebody brings up, oh, Bearcat was his idea. He said, no, it wasn't. The no compete clause. Is there some sort of thing about them not being able to do
disparage the company
interviews? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, we know, I mean, we personally know that like severance packages can often come with non-disparagement, clauses where you're not supposed to talk shit about the company. I don't know if Keith Lee is able to respond to this. I mean, Bray tweeted out in response to a similar thing. Well, now we know what Bruce and Johnny Ace have said and what their opinions are. I'm eager to get the truth out there.
So I'd imagine it depends on the individual and the nature of their no compete. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Bray hasn't really said anything.
Which isn't abnormal for
it's
Bray.
Not,
I don't know, yeah.
But remember when the Good Brothers were released and they were like, all right, wait 90 days and then we're going to talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same with Brody. He didn't really say anything until he arrived in AEW after his no compete.
A couple people here, a couple people here in chat are noting Chelsea. I always thought that was, I don't know, something about that felt kind of different. I don't know what, I don't know. But for bigger names, more established names, I do get the sense that maybe it's financially beneficial for them to just sort of wait until they're completely clear of the WWE and then they can say whatever. That seems to be the pattern on the bigger names. And so in the meantime, and I'll be honest with you, and this does not come from a place of any disrespect towards any wrestling journalists at all. Wade Keller is well established in the field, has been for decades now. We're both big fans and friends of Sean Ross Sapp. I don't know if you're a journalist and a reputable one, what the proper protocol should be or is when you get info from your sources at WWE and they say it's this, kind of understanding that there either can't be a response or you're not going to get a response. If you say, hey, Keith Lee, can you comment on this? What's your take on this? If they're able to open up, if they're not able to open up, it just seems like WWE is putting this narrative out there because people are pissed off about Keith Lee being released. They're pissed off about Bray Wyatt. They're curious about why, or pissed off about Braun Strowman. Well, WWE can control the narrative, and they're not above having their employees, rah for the company. We saw that this weekend with Hurricane Helms as well. You'll enjoy the product much more if you don't pay attention to these backstage rumors. I'm sorry, Raw's not going to be any better of a show if I stop reading Fightful Select.
The funny thing about Hurricane's comments, he basically said there's no other industry that happens in. Like, there's basically any other entertainment industry. There's whole websites dedicated to what's going on behind the scenes with news, spoilers, rumors, every other.
I know it's endless. And then whenever people would call him out on that, he'd say, "Well, you're not understanding what I'm saying." I like Hurricane Helms. Shane Helms seems like a cool guy, but and I could understand. Here's the thing: I could also understand from somebody from his perspective. Let's say you're working at WWE and your life is pretty good and you enjoy your job and you take pride in your work, and you do see, because he even said to Sean, "No, you're good." The article that he retweeted, or that he quote tweeted, that Hurricane did in response to this, part of that article was simply referring to Keith Lee himself commenting on the Bearcat thing. So you can't paint the entire thing as bullshit rumors when they're just referring to Keith Lee saying, no, Bearcat wasn't my idea. It was a bad article for him to reference. I could understand if he found an article that was from one of the less reputable internets, saying, hey, don't pay attention to this stuff. But his general blanket statement of, hey, Raw's going to be a lot better, or you'll enjoy it a lot better if you don't pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah.
is I don't agree with.
No, I don't either.
But I also understand that, figures within the WWE will get a lot of over-the-top toxicity from fans, and that can also color their perspective. I get that.
Obviously.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if because you and I obviously are not journalists. We're fans who have a podcast who like to talk about wrestling and the behind-the-scenes stuff that we try to put some context behind. We try to rely on people that are reputable, that have been proven out. Yes. And we always, try to do our best to spotlight those reputable outlets like Fightful Select.
Totally.
But like as a journalist, I just don't know. Like, what do you do in that situation? I'm not asking you specifically, but I'm putting this out there. What are you supposed to do if the WWE if your sources come to you? It's like, yeah, hey, Keith Lee, attitude issues, knowing full well that he can't put his 2 cents in this.
That's a difficult position.
It just screams smear campaign. It really does. And it's horrible. Like I don't know. There's got to be a different way to frame this,
Well, I think it would help if there was some context. You say WWE source says, and granted, I didn't live. This is apparently from a podcast that Wade Keller was on, and I've read, the transcript, the excerpts, but granted, maybe within this quote there is larger context.
Sure.
So
maybe he does qualify this, is what you're saying.
Definitely, because in all the headlines about this particular story, we're just getting more or less the same bits that are being transcribed, and again, subtext or context, don't know. The context being Keith Lee, there's that clip had been going around Twitter all weekend of following Keith Lee's Raw debut. He meets up with Vince, and Vince is speaking very highly of him.
Really
great promo,
great athlete, big man.
Yeah, all that. And so you see that, and you just juxtapose with, him being released, him being off TV for months. Part of that I know is because he was dealing with some health issues. But the other hand, it seems like, for the most part, they never had real concrete creative plans for him. And if you're in this business and you're stuck in a position where you have no concrete creative plans, that means odds are you're not going to be on TV. You're not going to be able to wrestle. I understand being frustrated in that situation. It's either you have no concrete creative plans, or the creative plans you have are garbage, and you know that, and you speak up saying, this doesn't work for me, or this doesn't work for the company. This isn't in the best interest of anybody involved.
After his first, because I didn't have much of a problem with his first couple weeks. Like, I think he had a win over Orton on his debut.
He beat Orton on pay-per-view. Yeah.
And I thought that things initially, for the first couple weeks, I think, were going, okay, all right. I think, did he debut against Bobby Lashley? Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe he debuted against Randy. I don't know what it was. Maybe somebody can.
His first feud was against Randy.
Yeah.
That was the first feud.
So he shows up, and they're obviously booking pretty strong. He's got a pay-per-view win over Randy Orton. And, some people were nitpicking a little bit, which I felt was unfair. Like, they changed, I think, his music and his ring gear slightly. And he came back against Lashley. Okay. Keith Lee beat Randy Orton in his debut match clean. Okay. Thank you. He re-debuted against Lashley. Okay. That's what I'm thinking of then. Clearly they sort of put him up there originally, changed his music, changed his gear, but it was still Keith Lee. And I was like, okay, cool. I understand little slight tweaks here and there. That didn't bug me at all. And on top of that, Keith Lee was vocal on Twitter or Instagram about like, hey, this is a big moment for me. Like, and it's sort of being ruined because people are nitpicking. People are just anxious because they don't have a great track record with call-ups. And look at what happens. This is what we were all concerned about. And after I guess I'm taking the scenic route here, but after those first couple of weeks, what was there for him to be not frustrated about? Nothing. Like, clearly the man knew his worth. So even people rooting for him, what do they expect when he's fed this bullshit from creative? What would they expect his reaction to be? Just sit there and take it? Just sit there and be happy being fed this bullshit? No, why would he be?
I know. I know. I know. And like when we heard the stuff about Bray, we said the same thing. Pro wrestlers are creative individuals. There's an art to pro wrestling because they're telling stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they all have individual creative visions where they want their careers to go. And yes, there's compromises that have to be made when you work for a company like WWF.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine. But at the same time, if you know something isn't in the best interests of yourself,
yeah,
or the company,
mm-hmm.
There should be no foul in speaking up.
Yeah,
and saying, if it's the situation where they're handed creative, it doesn't work for them, offering constructive criticism or alternatives that maybe is better for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in my mind, that's not having attitude issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
this one, I'd give the benefit of the doubt to Keith Lee. I'm curious to hear what he has to say. I somebody posted on Twitter one of the pages in Mox's book when he had sort of decided to leave, and he was like, I didn't think Renee was going to believe me, and I kept on having to reiterate, 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, and preceding that, there was a passage about just how frustrated he was with his creative, and he was like he was being driven insane. He's like, man, they're not understanding who I am and what I bring to the table. And he said, I had zero heat, nothing. I had nothing going on, and I was once one of the most popular acts in the company. And it's like, is somebody supposed to not be frustrated about that? Is somebody supposed to just be cool with that and just be like, okay, cool, right on. I'm not going to be frustrated. Even people pulling for you. It's like, if you're really pulling for a guy and you see that that's the kind of creative he has. I mean, I understand there might be a culture in WWE that says if you want to succeed, you have to suck it up and be cool with it, no matter what they give you, because that's the only way you're going to eventually get on Vince's good side. And even then, it might not happen, because what happens, you throw him out there looking like a sack of shit, like Karrion Kross, and then you don't get over, you get released.
Mm-hmm. And then you get blamed for not getting over.
Then you get blamed for that. So I don't know, man. I think in this case, until I hear from Keith Lee, until he says, yeah, I blew up a couple times and I shouldn't have. Unless he says that, benefit of the doubt goes to Keith Lee, and this is a fucking smear campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it any other way. I don't see it any other way. So anyways, I do feel like there needs to be some amount of pause with journalists before reporting this stuff to get the other side of it. And if you can't, ask yourself, should I be putting this out there? I don't know. I'm not a journalist. Yeah. Maybe that's not how it works, and that's totally fine. Until I know otherwise from the man himself, until I get his side of things, it feels like smear campaign.
Again, because history has taught us that this is something that has happened before,
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Let's take a quick break here and get a word from our sponsor, Amazon Music. Since all the friendos out there are listening to this show, it's safe to assume you love listening to podcasts. Well, you'll find tons of podcasts, including this one, Going In Raw, on Amazon Music.
That's right. Amazon Music has more than 10 million free podcasts to listen to, such as the hilarious Smartless, which you can get ad-free 1 week before everyone else. There's also the true crime podcast, Dr. Death Miracle Man, which is available 2 weeks early on Amazon Music.
Yeah, man, if you're like Larson and love your music, you got to check out thousands of free music stations and playlists on Amazon Music. Or if you like your tunes on demand and ad-free, then you got to give Amazon Music Unlimited a try. It gives you unlimited access to a lot of songs, like 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and so much more.
And with Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song anywhere. Driving to work, walking your dog, doing wind sprints, anywhere. Offline and with unlimited skips.
Or listen to podcasts like Going In Raw. If you've never tried Amazon Music Unlimited, now is a great time. For a limited time, new customers can try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. No credit card required. Just go to amazon.com/GIR.
That's amazon.com/GIR to try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. Amazon.com/GIR. Renews automatically. Cancel anytime. Terms apply. All right, before we get back to the show, let's get a word in from our sponsor, Simply Safe. Larson, if you've ever wanted to make your home safer, There's no better time than right now, because our friendos over at Simply Safe are offering their biggest savings of the year. They're offering 40% off their award-winning home security.
Yeah, Simply Safe has everything you need to make your home safe. You can customize your system online in minutes, or you can get free customization recommendations directly from Simply Safe. And you could take comfort knowing that your home will be monitored around the clock by trained professionals who can send help the moment you need it.
There are no long-term contracts or commitments. Get yourself some peace of mind with U.S. News and World Report's best home security system of 2021 at the best prices of the year. You can get a complete home security system starting at around $100.
So take advantage of Simply Safe's holiday sale and get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplysafe.com/raw. Again, that's simplysafe.com/raw for 40% off your entire system. Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Let's talk about The Rock.
The Rock. So obviously there's been a lot of talk about WWE wanting the Roman Reigns Rock dream match to happen, to headline no less, an upcoming WrestleMania. The Rock was asked about that particular bout happening or not by Andrew Freund, and it sounds like it's probably not going to happen, at least in the near future. These transcripts are from Fightful. This is what The Rock had to say. Quote, "I can tell you there's no truth to that right now. Possibly down the road, we will see. We stay very close, myself and Roman, and I'm very happy and very proud with the work that he is doing, as well as the Usos, my other family members. Those guys will continue to do what they're doing, and we'll see down the road." So this isn't a blanket no. This isn't a not going to happen. This seemingly is nothing's booked right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not shocking. He's a very busy person. He is now Black Adam in the DC EU, I guess they call it. So, yeah, I don't know. What does your gut tell you? At the end of the day, 10 years from now, are we going to have had that match?
I'll put it this way. I'm not optimistic it's going to happen, but I'm not going to say it's definitely not going to happen. Just The Rock is incredibly busy. He's incredibly busy. And we said before, if it's a priority to him, he'll make time in his schedule. I just don't know if it's a priority to him.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's totally within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of projects, but at a certain point, maybe he's like, you know what? I've put in a lot of work. I've, kept a very busy schedule. I just want to chill and do some fun on a wrestling match at WrestleMania, because that's one thing that no movie can give him is 80,000 people or 60,000, whatever it is at WrestleMania. I guess they're probably doing 100,000.
Well, they'll say 100.
Yeah, they'll say 100 in Dallas at least. What's the capacity in LA there? Is that 100 or is it like less than that? It's like 80.
It might. I think it's less than 100 for football. I don't know what it'd be for wrestling.
Okay. So, you can't get that performance buzz from anywhere unless he decided to get into, music or
live
something,
music.
Hey, maybe he did that rap thing. Maybe he will. But yeah, that's one buzz that, maybe he's going to want to go back to. But I don't know. 10 years from now, will it have happened? Yeah, I'd probably say probably. It's like a 51-49, but I'd say 51% will happen.
It feels like a coin flip situation at this point.
Right.
Speaking of coin flips, it sounds like how this year's Survivor Series teams were put together. They were revealed by WWE this weekend the most uninteresting way possible. They just announced them on Twitter. No qualifying matches, no stakes involved in any of this. Hey, let's just put some teams together, most of the members of which weren't on the brand they're representing at the show, and just have the pay-per-view. Because it feels like that's what Survivor Series is going to be. Let's just have a pay-per-view. No build, really. Kind of underwhelming. Anyways, these are the teams. Women's Survivor Series match, Team SmackDown. You got Sasha. She's actually been on SmackDown for a little while. Shayna, she just came over from Raw. Shotzi, she was brought up to SmackDown a few months ago. Natalia, I think she's been on SmackDown the whole time. And then Aaliyah, who was just drafted to SmackDown.
The women's team Raw, one half of the women's tag team champions. Rhea Ripley. Team captain probably Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina Vega.
Again, 4 of the 5 members of that team just brought over from SmackDown.
Here's my thing. I don't care about that. As long as they don't, if they do it, if they book all these teams, they're even aware of the gag of the can they coexist thing. And clearly, like the men's, so just real quick, men's SmackDown team is Drew, Jeff Hardy, Xavier Woods, Sami Zayn, Happy Corbin. Team Raw is Seth Rollins. And then you got Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Rey, and Dom Mysterio. So Seth Rollins, I saw a great little meme on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever. Seth obviously took out Rey's eye.
Yeah.
He caned the hell out of Dom Mysterio. I think didn't he like stomp Kevin Owens on concrete or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, he wrecked Finn Balor's shoulder. I mean, he's had a lengthy history with Finn Balor as well. So Seth has done all these dastardly things to all these guys, and he's like a super heel right now. So it's like clearly this is like four teams of can they coexist. I mean, the only thing about, women's team Raw is that Becky's not on there with Bianca, but of course Becky's a champion, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If they book all these teams the way similar to what they did with AJ and Riddle and Braun and that team, that awesome team Raw from a couple of years ago, where it was truly a can they coexist thing, but it was really executed well. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
They took their time and built to that story, though. That was, we have what, 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks till Survivor Series, and they're just starting to build.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. And it's like they're not going to do. They can't do like brand warfare. They might call it.
They probably will.
But I mean, come on. Who can actually say they're the Raw, or hey, yay, we're Team Raw. Like, we represent our brand because we bleed red. Nobody can say that.
Oh, I know, but it's not going to stop WWE from making this all about brand versus brand.
I know. Every time I think they're not going to do something stupid like that, they do it. So what do I know? There's more fodder for us to talk shit on our show.
Here, literally the headline here: Raw and SmackDown go head to head in epic battle of brands. That's literally what it says right here when you go to the Survivor Series page.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's the one night of the year where Raw and SmackDown go head to head at Survivor Series as champions will collide and teams will determine the battle the ultimate survivors from each brand really are.
Yeah, I don't know why they do the draft right before Survivor. It
doesn't make any sense.
Why do you do the draft right before Survivor Series?
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't fucking make a lick of sense.
They should do it right after WrestleMania. WrestleMania season should be season finale. I know it doesn't coincide with sweeps weeks and all that TV stuff. They got to move some stuff around. That's what they got to do. If they're so intent on having the draft coincide with sweeps, then move Survivor Series a different time of year. I know traditionally it's held around Thanksgiving. Who cares?
I just go back to what Alex said on whatever stream we were doing. I guess the Impact stream. This is the rib era. Yeah. They just do stuff to fuck with us. They just troll because they're like, hey, the casuals don't care. Like the hardcores, they get all up in arms about this stuff. It's just now I'm firmly believing they're just ribbing. Here's some ratings here from White Brownie here in our chat. SmackDown 2 million with a 0.57. Rampage almost cracking 600,000 with 599,000, a 0.22 in the demo. All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word in from our sponsor, Credit Karma. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Do you feel overwhelmed when it comes to handling personal finances?
All the time. All the time.
You're not the only one, man. Whether you're looking to refinance credit card debt or pay for an upcoming expense, Credit Karma is there to help you make those big financial decisions with more confidence.
Yeah, Credit Karma uses your credit data to show you personal loan offers that are personalized to you. It's completely free and easy to sign up for a Credit Karma account with no effect on your credit score. And with Credit Karma, you can check out multiple loan offers side by side with easy to compare estimated terms so you can make sure you get the best deal.
Once you get your loan, Credit Karma can help you track your progress as you pay off your debt and will even let you know if you can refinance and save. Ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers with your approval odds right now. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers.
Before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, Blue Chew. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta tell you, I don't think I'm fully recovered from that 24-hour stream we did. I don't think I'm meant to stay up all night at my age.
Yeah, man. Speaking of staying up, there may be times when guys out there are looking for that extra bit of confidence when it comes to pulling an all-nighter with their lover. We're here to tell those guys that with chewables from BlueChew.com, you can help make sure you're able to perform when you're in the smash zone.
Yeah, Blue Chew's chewable tablets deliver the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis at a fraction of the cost. It combats all forms of ED, so it can help guys out there get that extra bit of confidence that they can stay up when it's time to perform.
And you don't have to pay a trip to the doctors to get them. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so that means no doctor's offices, no awkward conversations about trying to hit that pile driver, and no time wasted waiting in line at the pharmacy.
And Blue Chew makes the process simple. Sign up at bluechew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers who will help you find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. And once you're approved, you'll get your prescription within days.
So if you're looking for some extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit bluechew.com. And guys, here's a special deal for you. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code GIR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code GIR to receive your first month free. Yeah.
Very well. We have a Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Apparently we're getting 3 hours of Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins because that's the only thing that's been announced so far. And honestly, I'd be cool with that.
Oh, man, they could put on a killer catch-as-catch-can 3-hour match.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Take it super old school. We're talking about the 1910s, man.
Yeah.
Hackenschmidt, Gotch.
Uh-huh.
Farmer Burns.
Yeah.
Other people.
Uh-huh. Other wrestlers of that era.
Wrestlers.
Yes.
Yeah. Mike Bullard.
No, that was later. From the wrestling office.
That
Yes.
was a little bit
National
later.
Wrestling Office.
Yeah.
Anyways, want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's answer some questions. We got a lot of good questions here on our Twitter feed at Real Going In Raw on the Twitter. We got a new Going In Raw color scheme logo. Did you see that? It's like NXT 2.0.
I'm happy you got some Volt in there.
Yeah, a little bit of Volt is in there.
I'll
I'll change it again in advance. After Thanksgiving, I'll do a thing for the Christmas.
There you go.
It'll have like some holly on it. It'll be
Good.
like Going In Raw wreath. A holiday wreath.
That's good.
Hey, what should we do for the Church of Friendos? We're gonna have a office party.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be a good idea.
We should do. Kayla was bugging me. She was like, "Hey, we should do a office party."
That's a great idea.
But like it's all digital Zoom because we're not near them.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, should we do and I'm not saying we should definitely do this, but I'm throwing out there. What about an annual watch along of the wrestler?
I would never say no to a watch along of the wrestler.
Right? Oh man, I'll have
Or
to pitch,
National
pitch them
Wrestling
on it.
Office.
Yeah, the National Wrestling Office. I think it could be a fun annual tradition. I know you're not a Nog fan, but get out some Nog, some some funny sweaters, and we'll watch the wrestler.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah, not a drunk stream, but we'll throw back some spirits.
Definitely. Mr. Tripomania, their first question said, could all the great talent that's free out there now actually lead to Ring of Honor coming back stronger than ever? Like the talent level, I don't think was the thing holding them back. It was, we've spoken about it, presentation.
Yeah.
And, maybe something on the creative side. If they can get all that worked out, why not?
I get excited.
Storylines, get people talking, put on really good matches.
Yeah. And
their TV presentation looks a little better, then heck yeah.
I didn't actually click on it, but I saw some headline. It said, could former Ring of Honor champions be headed to AEW? I didn't click on it, so I don't know who they're talking about. But I was like, man, I'm sorry, not AEW, Impact. Going Impact.
Yeah. Well, I saw that Moose was, I think he said somewhere, said we got to bring in Jay Lethal and the Briscoes.
Okay, cool.
I did see that.
Okay. So but the idea of, what's Jonathan Gresham's people called? The foundation or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they've got some really cool, he's got that cool Cthulhu mask, whatever it is. Like that presentation was really cool. Like what they were doing, it's just with Ring of Honor's corny production value, it's like, I'm not really into it. But them coming into Impact, that's kind of cool. They've got so much great talent over there that I just think with the right presentation, with the right production, I just really wish Ring of Honor would like reconsider how they produce their show. I think they could do some cool stuff. Maybe they will. Maybe they will.
Anthony Tobias, when AEW finally makes it to the West Coast, other than LA, what cities should they do shows at? I mean, come on.
Hey. The Memorial Auditorium, man.
Well, even that might be a little small for him.
Golden One Center.
That's what I'm talking about.
Arco First, the one. What's it called? Sleep Train? What do they call it?
Well, no, Arco the First is like the original Arco arena.
That's
like
gone.
Temporary arena.
Isn't that one like demolished or something?
I thought they used it for like the storage.
It's just a warehouse now.
That's what I thought. Now, so yeah.
Yeah. Are they going to demolish? Or are they going to do something with the Sleep Train?
There were
mattress train, whatever it's
thought
called.
They were going to do something with that land, but I don't know anymore if they're going to.
Yeah, I thought I read something, but yeah, Golden One Center, Sacramento. Here you go. It's a world-class arena.
It really is. It's a beautiful arena.
That'd be cool, man. But yeah, absolutely. The Prestige Wrestling has come into the Colonial. We're gonna go check that. We're gonna check that out, right?
That's in February, I think.
March. I think it's in March.
March. Oh, March. You're right.
It's in March.
That is the third month.
Yeah. Patrick Sparks, the B-Man, Don Wagner himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, friendos. Who on main roster would you send to NXT 2.0 because they'd be a good fit? And he says, who would stand out most in a good lighting, and who would least stand out? Who would stand out horribly in that bright, bright light? Send Apollo Crews and Aziz over there. I feel like he could, he needs a second go at NXT. And they want characters. He's a character.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of over-the-top characters and gimmicks. Oh, Happy Corbin.
Oh man, I actually really enjoy 2.0 these days. You want to ruin that for me?
Yeah, because Corbin ruined SmackDown for me. So.
Oh, he's terrible. Let's see here. Tim Spulak. What would be the plot of a Danhausen comic if Steve created it? I think they're like he's got I think like Headlocked Comics or something like that. It has like a Tales from the Road or Tales from the Ring, something like that. Some sort of, I think I got a Kickstarter. I'm just pulling like bits of info out of my ass that I think I saw on Twitter. So
you scroll through stuff and you kind of
it's
absorb
too much.
Some,
I should be following 10 accounts max.
There was a time when I'm like no more than 200. That was my max.
What are you at now?
300.
I'm like 1,000, I think. I gotta dial that back. If I did a Danhausen comic, it'd be all about time travel. He'd go to the past. He'd go to the future.
Would he meet Sid?
Well, Sid's alive now.
Well, I know. But I'm just asking. In the course of his travels, would he meet Sid?
Nah. Hackenschmidt.
Pass.
Hackenschmidt.
Pass. No Sid, not interested. Carlos asks, with the way Shayna Baszler is currently being used on SmackDown, do you think she's in danger of being Cesaro'd and being placed in nothing but tag teams without getting a solid singles run to a title?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That could be said about anybody. Yep. They're all going to be Cesaro'd. I saw some thing on Twitter, Reddit or something. I don't know when I saw it. Again, I need to follow less people, but it was like, I don't even, they were saying, at this point, isn't it obvious that like, and I don't know, it'd be interesting to go back because I don't think it was always the case. Like they extra don't care about like their TV product. It's like they've got some main eventers.
Yeah.
They've got Roman and Drew, and this is like this thread, I think it was on Reddit or something, was like, it was like this thesis, right? And it was like, yeah, I kind of feel like they just have their main eventers. And then they've got like a mid card that they just don't care about because the TV ratings are just going to do what they do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, you could grow them. You could theoretically grow them.
I know. They don't seem interested in that whatsoever.
No. But yeah, of course. Yeah. Shayna Baszler, she's great. Of course I'm worried about her. Yeah. She's awesome. I should be concerned.
She is awesome. White Brownie, with the Rumble looming closer, have your picks for both men and women's been altered or remained the same?
What was my pick?
Don't remember what mine was either.
Bianca 3-time. Wait, but she
just won last year.
She just won last year.
Yeah,
Bianca
and Brock. That's what I'm thinking.
Bianca and a rematch at Mania for Roman, huh?
Yeah, if the match with Dwayne's not going to happen, then Brock it is.
Bianca and Brock. Yeah, why not? Sure. That
Why
sounds
not?
right. That sounds right.
Yeah, yeah. Joseph Gonzalez. So they named the Survivor Series team. Who would you take out and who would you replace them with? Did anybody else notice that all of Team Raw used to be on SmackDown?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like moments ago, they're on SmackDown. Okay, so I mean, if that was the case, yeah, if they were like, yeah, Brand versus Brand, you'd go Riddle and Orton, and just not have them because they're not doing anything with the tag team versus tag team. So
I don't know. They've announced it, obviously.
So I'd put Riddle and Orton because they've been on Raw. Lashley, he's been on Raw.
Damian Priest again, but they'll probably do Priest versus Nakamura.
Yeah. Priest and come on, somebody else who's been on Raw for a while.
Give me a moment, please. 1 second. 1 second. Hold, please. No.
Miz.
Yeah.
Miz.
Yeah, you could do Miz.
Miz return.
T-Bar.
So, yeah, there you go. No. Be Miz. That's a good team right there. Plus they got the coexist thing. And you could do Brand versus Brand. And then over on Team SmackDown, you do the Usos because then that's where you get your tag teams against each other. So you do
Usos,
the Usos, Nakamura, Cesaro. You need like a big Lashley type dude.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That has been on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's the problem is that
they all left.
Yeah. Or Drew came back from Raw.
Yeah. Wow, they really don't have.
No.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Just give up. King Woods. No, he just came from Raw, didn't he? No,
he just came from Raw too. Yeah, he did.
They swapped him again.
Remember, they reunited the New Day for like 2 weeks and then split him up again.
Oh, there you go, Ridge Holland. Thank you, White Brownie. Ridge Holland.
All right, Ridge Holland.
There you go. He's new.
Will Combs with AEW's stacked roster potentially getting more stacked due to the recent releases. Do you think AEW be forced to create a new singles title? No, they've generally been pretty good about telling stories outside of the title picture, so I don't think they need to introduce any more titles.
No, I do kind of wish that they would book the FTW title as a sanctioned title, though. I wouldn't mind that. I don't think they're going to be forced to do it, though. I think they're going to create a trios title.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're going to get that next year, probably sooner than later.
Lord Ziffer, who should be the first double champion AEW? As in, who should be the first superstar to hold 2 AEW titles at the same time?
Ooh, at the same time.
I'm going to say Powerhouse Hobbs. That's a FTW title, TNT
answer.
title.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah. That's a possibility. Okay. I would go with Pentagon Jr. TNT title or Penta El Cero Miedo. Yeah, TNT title and
tag title.
Tag title. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
Hugh Longheavy, with the recent flood of high-level free agents, is there room for another major promotion to be founded?
I mean, yes. With Ring of Honor, if Ring of Honor does actually go away,
then yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, look, with Ring of Honor going on hiatus and there being an opportunity, I do think that exists. I just don't know if the perfect storm that created AEW could happen again. I mean, especially like GCW. Like, you know, it's like, dude, some of the releases and some of the Ring of Honor people could go to GCW, you know?
Totally.
They could run more shows. So, I mean, they're out there. So, yeah, I mean, I guess there's tons of talent out there. Yeah. MLW's still there.
It's entirely possible.
It's totally possible. It's just a matter of somebody with all the connections and all the money being able to put it together. If we're talking about like an AEW level promotion, I just don't know if that person exists.
Yeah, I don't know either. Don't know. Greg Morris, if Hangman actually were to lose on Saturday, how would you see the title picture going forward or going afterwards? Sorry.
Shit, I don't know. If Hangman lost, I mean, at that
if
point,
Hangman lost, then I would assume that would mean Bryan Danielson would beat Miro in the tournament. So they'd want to do Kenny versus Danielson for the title, actually.
If that happened, then it's clear that Tony Khan would just be like, okay, I understand the value in having a top WrestleMania main event level name holding the title. Like the same way he had Mox and he had Jericho hold the title. He would understand that that's the next step for his company. And I wouldn't agree with it, but I wouldn't blame him also, because there is probably there'd be some benefit to that. Sure. Yeah,
probably. I mean, I agree. I'd be disappointed, but at the same time, I could see the value in that. And if it makes sense to him to go that way, to not follow through in the story he's been telling for 2 years, or finding another way to try to finish that story, so be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it'd be a bummer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anthony J, out of all the released wrestlers in the last year, whom could you see making a return similar to Drew and Bobby after their time away from the company?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I don't know if Miro has had a dramatic transformation as like Drew had. Certainly he's being used far better in AEW.
Oh yeah.
And maybe the God's chosen champion thing would be something that they could retain for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And if the money's good, he just didn't seem particularly happy there. And
again, creative sucked.
Until Vince is gone, I just don't know that, like, okay, so like Bryan Danielson could go back because he was used really well and he didn't seem to have much gripe with WWE.
No.
I don't see Mox seemed, especially reading that page out of his book and hearing what he said, I don't see him going back.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised.
Jericho was always used well. So like Jericho I could see going back. But in terms of people who've left and got like, you know, could
Released.
get like a dramatic reinvention. I mean, Miro's kind of had the most dramatic reinvention, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it. I'm trying to think who else has had like
Christian's the right answer. Christian's right
literally
answer.
just the same dude.
He could go back though.
He's never going back.
He could.
He's 7 years away and they never put him in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe
I'd be pissed off. I guarantee he did. Guarantee he did. Stop saying that. Maybe he didn't want to go.
Maybe you want to go in because doing that would mean to him that his career was over and he still wanted to wrestle.
I am kind of curious about his thoughts on that. You know, like if he was ever approached, if it was a matter of, hey, you're going to go in, but we want you to go in with Edge and Christian, and we're going to wait on that a little bit. I don't know. None of it matters because the WWE Hall of Fame, who cares? But you'd think that he'd be a shoo-in to go in the Hall of Fame. Like, why wouldn't they have put him in?
Yeah, no.
But, you know, regardless of my thoughts on it, you'd think that, you know, they put, I don't know, I'm not going to slander anybody. Any number of those names, you wonder, are they Hall of Fame people? More so than Christian?
Wrestling with Fictions. It's not really a question, but just want to say thank you to Steve for his advice on podcasting over on Wrestle Juice. It helped me out a bunch. Keep being awesome, friendos.
Cool. That's awesome. That's good. That's good to know.
Good on you, Steve. What else we got here?
See here. Zachary Scarpole. Power rank top 5 comedic wrestlers ever. Yano. Probably Kenny.
Yeah. I was about to say Kenny.
I don't know if I'd consider Foley a comedy wrestler.
But he could do comedy.
He could do comedy really well.
Or like, I feel like we're talking about comedic matches, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, not just
Yeah.
in terms of the promos.
Yeah, I'd take him out of there. I think strong consideration could go to Santino. He had amazing comedic talents.
Yeah.
Like his comedic timing was really good. Oh yeah, Colt Cabana, of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course, Colt Cabana. Oh, R-Truth is good. That's a good name.
Oh yeah, R-Truth. That's a great
for
answer.
Sure.
Rozzy Knight with Okada calling out Buddy Murphy and Kenta calling out CM Punk. Which match do you see being the bigger draw for the company? It'll be Kenta and Punk.
Kenta Punk.
No disrespect to
Buddy.
To Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Matthews. But it's Kenta Punk.
They got the same finisher.
They both use
go to sleep.
It's the goes to sleep.
It's the go to sleep match.
Absolutely. That's huge. Big match right there. Big money match right there.
Massive match.
Let's see if there's any other questions.
Oh, wow. This is an interesting question. William Keller, what do you think is the greatest song about pro wrestling? William says, my favorites are Particle Man by They Might Be Giants and The Crusher by The Ramones. What an interesting question. I've never even considered that.
Got to put Man on the Moon up there.
Yeah.
By REM. Got to put that up there. Let's see here. Give me some other ideas. I know you're Googling that right now.
Oh, yeah.
What else
I'm looking into it.
The Cult's Personality, of course, about CM Punk.
Was any of Terry Funk's songs about pro wrestling?
I wonder. I know there was the song about Barbra Streisand. I mean, there was a song about Terry Funk. Terry!
Oh, of course. Bruce Springsteen had the title song for The Wrestler, the movie The Wrestler.
Yeah.
So,
for my money, it's got the Rob Zerver, Adam Page's tweets. For my money, it's probably Man on the Moon.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah. Dr. Lipkin says "Be a Man" by Randy Savage. A classic.
Oh my god.
A classic match. Joseph Gonzalez asks, who should Keith Lee face first in AEW, assuming he goes there? Is there anybody he's got? Look, I've seen the joke on Twitter. Adam Boom should be Budge. He shows up and he pounces him into the crowd.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Ooh, Leo Rush. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be good. What about somebody he didn't face in WWE?
Lance Archer.
That's good. Will Hobbs. Whoa. Whoa. He should recruit Will Hobbs out of Team Taz. That's what he should do.
Trying to find more songs about professional wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, Moose, have him go to Impact instead. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That'd be neat. Let's see here. Diehard Homer says, Steve, your pick for the men's rumble months ago was Riddle. He says, and Eddie Kingston versus Keith Lee is the answer. Okay, yeah, Riddle. Yeah, probably not now. But again, a lot of stuff can change between now and then.
Oh, that's right. We did say Riddle and then Orton when the title would be Riddle and Orton at WrestleMania.
It's a distinct possibility, but at the same time, Edge. Rollins could win the title and you have Edge do the thing.
Vice versa. Edge can win the title and Seth can win the Rumble.
I don't know if they'd have Edge win the title against Big E. How about this?
Yeah, probably not.
Look, they'll hot potato shit of this thing. You get Orton beats Big E for the title. Edge beats it off him because they have history. Rollins wins the Rumble. Boom, there you go. There's your match.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Randy Orton is a transitional champion.
for his 15th title reign as transitional champ.
Sure, why not? Let's see here. Metal Nerve says, this is just me, but it's hard to get into a feud based on an inside joke from a YouTube sketch show filmed on a cell phone. I think he's talking about being the elite.
Budge.
Yeah, it's not a real feud though. It was just lasted a match. Now they're done with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's one of those things where it was just fun in the moment. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It was fun in the moment, and then that's that. It's over with now.
Yeah. We'll end on this one here from Nikyle. Which wrestler from any promotion would like to serve you the following desserts? Ice cream, clearly. Tom Budgeon.
Yeah.
Ice cream man. Chocolate mousse. Moose. From Impact. He's Moose.
Oh, yeah, there. Good.
Malva pudding. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you.
I don't even know what that is either.
Peppermint tart. I feel like peppermint tart would be Ricky Starks for some reason.
Okay.
I don't really know why.
I don't know why either.
Cheesecake. Braun.
Okay.
Braun will serve up some cheesecake. Malva pudding sounds like something Miro would give you. Machka pudding.
Keith Lee, about an hour ago, put up a statement because today's his birthday. He says,
shit.
"Greetings and salutations. This day is my birthday. It is not a happy birthday, but is one I am most grateful for. Several months ago, it was not a guarantee I'd make it to this day, so there's positivity in that. I paid all my medical bills from the many offices and machines I frequented. There's positivity in that, and I do find it amusing that people believe anyone but me paid for my medical expenses. I was going to wait a couple weeks, but I think it's time to look toward the future, forward march. As I like to say, I'm capable of so much more, and I can't wait to see what it looks like properly. I have a wide array of interests and abilities. I also consider myself to be rather open-minded. Here's to a future that, for all intents and purposes, seems limitless."
Good positive message there from Limitless Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Bask in his glory. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Oh, are we doing Numbers Don't Lie today?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So at 4 p.m. Pacific,
Yeah.
to 7 p.m. Eastern,
Yeah.
we'll be doing The Numbers Don't Lie. Dusty Rhodes is finally going to do this one, and then we'll take the rest of this week off from it because you're going to be gone on Thursday.
I'll be gone Thursday, yeah.
And then we'll reload next week. So
yes,
we'll get back on track.
We will.
All right,
We will.
everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.